Welcome to Sit, Sip, and Talk Shit. I am your delightful host, Kristin. This is my dog, Lola. She's wonderful, everyone. Say hi, Lola. Oh, okay. That too. This is my lovely podcast producer over here, tech extraordinaire and bestie, Damyan. Damyan, say hello to the people.
Hi, people. I would say that's a pretty big introduction there with a lot of names.
Yeah, it was. You wear a lot of hats.
I do.
It's also
I love hats.
My management trainee at work, too. So he puts up with my bullshit everywhere. Pretty much.
Oh, it's not bullshit. It's not bullshit. It's true.
That is a fact.
Oh, well,
that is a fact.
From someone that's seen you and lives with you pretty much every day.
Yeah.
I know your bullshit is not bullshit.
My bullshit is your bullshit. Just like Kevin Hart says. That's my favorite skit, in case anyone was wondering.
Wasn't even a question, but I love it.
Well,
talk about questions.
Yeah, I made Damyan come up with questions for you guys. I was like, you know what? The first one, let's have him ask a bunch of questions so you guys can get to know me a little bit and who I am before we get this podcast really rolling.
Yeah, so this would be your first one you're going to release.
Yeah, this is the first one.
So this is the first one that's going to be released of many.
Yeah.
And that was one of the questions I had was, who do you plan to have on the podcast? Because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be curious, like, what is this podcast going to be about? Who's going to be on it? So first, I want to start with who we're going to have guest starring on your podcast. I know you're starting with me, pretty much interviewing you. It's kind of like your own little pilot.
Yes.
But who was your first one? You actually did record one before you did this one, too.
Yes. With my dad.
Yeah.
That one's coming out next week.
Next week? What day?
Oh, God. This is coming out the 15th, so count by 7 and there
week
you
after.
Go.
Whatever, who knows numbers.
Friday after
math.
that one. Yeah.
Oh, so
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7, yeah.
You guys got this, right?
So you had your dad. Who else do you have on your future list, but also too, like, your dream list?
Ooh, my dream list. Well, top of my dream list is Shannon Ford from Probably a Podcast.
Oh, nice.
Shannon, you ever hear this?
Not looking for any sponsors or anything on that, but
I just want to be your friend. She's probably one of my dream hostesses.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyone else on that list?
Taylor Swift,
obviously.
Yeah,
I thought that was going to be the top one.
Yeah. Obviously, Taylor Swift, if I could ever get her to interview.
You just want to be her friend before you ever even ask her to interview.
Yeah. Exactly. I got to infiltrate. Got to be her best friend.
She'll probably find you with the podcast.
Yeah, I hope so. That's the whole reason for this podcast.
Yeah.
Just to be Taylor Swift's best friend.
There you go. It's a whole scheme. No.
It is. It is a whole scheme.
Now, who's going to be actually on the podcast here in your next few episodes after you start releasing this one, the one with your dad? Like, do you have any set?
Brian, my boss Brian, he's going to come on.
Dismore?
We're going to get him in. Yeah, Dismore. He's going to come on. My boss and I have the same birthday, so it's really funny. We're like the same person, but not. It's kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah, there's some days I look at Brian and he says some things. I was like, you learned that from Kristin.
I do. I like how he says friend to everyone now. The other day he was like, you can't do that, sister. And I was like, you picked that up for me. Yeah, but it's okay. We pick up each other's euphemisms. His mannerisms
yeah.
I now do in the store.
Yeah, there are some times I'm like, you learn that from him, he learns that from you, and you guys are just slowly morphing into one person.
That's scary.
Which you guys are taking all the good things from each other. It's not like you guys are forming any bad habits or anything. Like,
I feel like I made him softer and he made me tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
balance each other out.
Balance out. So, I know with this podcast, I know you're wanting to do a little bit more of kind of like a get to know Kristin, sit and talk shit, get to know what it's kind of going to be about. So, I know we had some questions that came through, but I also got some too, just to kind of start the conversation and get you a little bit more opened up too. We're going to start with some really easy questions.
Okay.
And we're going to get harder, deeper, and hopefully not cry. But
well, you know what? Let's take a sip
Yeah,
first.
let's take a sip since we're
Cheers.
Cheers.
With my new cups.
Halloween.
You like my new cups? Guys, look at my new cups. They're really cool.
$3.
$3 at Target.
Girl,
in the
everyone
dollar
do
section.
the girl math. That's like pretty much free, right? Girl math, yeah.
Girl math, it is free. Just like that girl dinner I made you eat with bagel bites and
very girl dinner.
Air fryer nachos.
Yep. It was almost a full meal.
It was almost. I should have made French fries.
You had
there
some
you
veggies.
Go. That's
you had
a
onions.
veggie,
You had
right?
onions on there.
Oh, I did have onions in there. Yeah, I did. And peppers. There's peppers in there.
I didn't get any peppers, but it was
There's
good.
Peppers in there.
So, pretty easy question, but I feel like this would be a good question for everyone to know and kind of predict how the rest of this podcast series is going to go. But who is your favorite musician?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, easy.
That was an easy one. Oh.
What are we excited for?
Taylor Swift.
Well, I know what we're excited. What are we excited for Taylor Swift? What does she have?
I just bought tickets to her documentary movie premiere thingy-majig, and we all know it's not like going to a movie. We're not going to this movie and just sitting down and watching a movie. This is a concert-going experience.
Entertainment extravaganza.
It is, yeah. So I'm going to Savannah, Georgia to see it with my sister and my best friend, who will also come on the pod eventually.
Hey, there we go.
Ooh, maybe I should make her come on the pod while I'm there.
Kill two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
And then you'll have the weekend off
That
for
would be fun. Yeah.
Cool. So Taylor Swift's favorite artist. Easy question. What's your favorite song from her?
Oh, tough question.
Ooh, tough question, because there's so many.
There are.
It's got to be the Taylor version, though, right?
If it's not Taylor's version, don't play it.
You ain't even Taylor Swiftie.
If you are playing not Taylor's version, you're part of the problem. My favorite song, you see, it changes because over the summer, it was Cruel Summer, and I was belting that out all summer long. And right now, I'm in this Out of the Woods moment because, 1989 is about to come out. And then I also, on her deluxe edition of 1989, there's this song called Wonderland, my bad, sorry guys. Oof. Just listen to it too.
No hate comments on that one.
I know. Fuck all y'all. Yeah, and I just rediscovered that song. God, I haven't heard that one in forever. And I was like...
Is that the one that you sent in the text of like, dang, I just rediscovered the song again?
No, that's Soon You'll Get Better. That's the one. She wrote a song about her mom having cancer. Oh. So I was like, I never listened to this song because of my dad. Yeah. And then I did, and I just spent the whole ride bawling. I was like, oh.
And what was the documentary you had me watch the other day at your house?
Miss Americana.
Miss Americana, yeah. That I didn't know all that info about like her family and stuff like that. Yeah. So really good documentary on that and just her life and family and stuff too. But
she's amazing.
So hard.
Taylor Swift, be my friend, please. I'm begging
you. You saw her live, didn't you?
I did. It was amazing. Best concert ever. I saw this really funny TikTok this guy did, and he was talking about how like all these guys who were supporting their girls and they took them to the Taylor Swift concert. He was like, the biggest con of going to that concert with your girl is now when people ask you what's the best concert you've ever been to,
Taylor Swift.
They have to answer Taylor Swift. Like, you're lying if you don't say that was the best concert.
I've seen a lot of videos of guys like that. Just like, who is the best person you've ever seen live and things like that. And with recently, it's always just been Taylor Swift.
Because she's phenomenal.
Especially even guys that have never were really big, like Swifties, and then their girlfriends or whoever started making them listen to them, and then they went and saw them live. Yep. Never would have imagined or ever thought they would go, and then now they just love her.
Yeah. I've seen those too. They're like, awesome. Yeah, I don't even like Taylor Swift, and they come out of the concert belting her songs.
Yeah, and then they learn all the history and all the little Easter eggs and all that, like you've been teaching me.
Yeah, I teach you something new about her every day.
Literally, yeah. Well, hey, so favorite artist, got that one out. This one, an anonymous question. What is your favorite emoji right now that you've been using?
Ooh, I think the one that was most used currently is the laughing crying face, but like the sideways tilted one.
Yeah, no, I've been changing mine up. It used to be the straightforward laughing one, and then I'm like, add a little swoop.
Yeah, now it's just like sideways one. My least favorite emoji.
I was gonna say I would imagine your probably favorite one right now is the shit emoji.
Yeah, I use that a lot. Shit emoji a lot. You gotta be letting people know where you're at when you disappear.
I'll give you guys context. So she doesn't just use this in conversation. So what we do for work, we're always moving around. We feel like we never have time to really use the bathroom. And so when you got to go, you got to go. Yeah. Sometimes you don't get time to tell anybody like, hey, I'm gonna leave. So occasionally I will get a text of just the poop emoji, and I will know exactly where she's at.
I gotta let them know,
But I've also picked up on that, and I've also been doing it too. So it's like a whole like you and me thing. And then it's gotten to the point now, like even on my days off, I'll just send you a poop emoji, and like just so you know.
Like, well, I was in Ireland, and I let you know I'm 8 hours ahead. But hey.
Well, hey. perfect timing on that. But that was going to be one of my questions I was going to ask you, and I already kind of knew the answer, but I thought it'd be really cool for people to know that you are very adventurous. What is your favorite vacation?
Ireland.
Where'd you go?
Ireland. I went to Ireland. In case anyone was wondering, I went to Ireland.
Well, share with the people why you went to Ireland.
Oh my gosh, I've been planning this trip for 3 years now. Yeah. So my sister's been to Ireland. Both of my sisters have been to Ireland. And that's where, like, my family's from. And that's my heritage. And I was like, well, everyone but me's been. I want to go. So I was going to go by myself. But then I was like, you know what? I'll invite my little sister. And, you know, if you invite one sister, you got to invite both sisters.
Can't pick favorites.
Yeah, you can't pick favorites. That's rude. And so then we decided we were going to go. And then COVID hit. So it got pushed a couple times. And I won't throw anyone under the bus. Rita didn't get her passport.
Oh.
So we pushed it. One. Yeah, my mom too. Mom, if you're listening to this, which I know you are.
Because you can't, like, it's not like the DMV. You can't just walk in and get your passport renewed or get a passport. There's a whole, like.
Yeah.
It's almost like going to the doctor. You got to get, like, checkups and you got to give all these documents and stuff. It's a little bit more than people think.
Yes. So they both finally got there. My sister actually down to the wire. Her passport came 6 weeks before we left.
Oh, that's not too bad. I was thinking it was a day.
It came the day before our final payment was due.
Oh,
so when our passports were due is when her passport came the day before.
Dang.
Yeah, we were down to the wire there for a second.
But you were there for how long?
A week. Yeah, we went for a week. We traveled with Brendan Vacation. Shout out to them. It was really awesome.
And
travel guide was cool. Guy who drove the bus was cool.
Guy people at the pub.
That guy at the pub was cool. They let me pour
drinks. His little
drinks.
video he made for you guys too.
Yeah.
It made it seem like he was like talking like children too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we don't really know how to pour beer.
No.
At all.
That's okay. Especially Guinness. That's like a whole process in itself.
And he did. He was talking to children because he made that video for my sister's class.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay. I was wondering, like, why is he acting like he's talking to children?
Yeah.
I was like, what is he?
Got dark there for a second, too.
Yeah, a little bit. And I was like, oh, okay, never mind. But no, it just seemed like, it was like, what do you think? People in the U.S. are like children? He's got to talk down to us?
Yeah.
Nope, he was just talking to children.
Yeah, he was just talking to children. But then it took a left turn when he started talking about, like, the dead.
Oh,
and I was like, wait a second.
He was talking about Halloween, I think. Yeah.
And they celebrate differently than we do. And I was like, me and my sister were looking at each other like,
you're like, okay, we just wanted our food, but thank you.
We don't want to scare the children.
Well, I know that was a really big thing that you wanted to do, especially recently. But what are some other big things you want to do on, or we could say like what's on your bucket list?
Bali is on my bucket list.
Okay.
I really want to go there. That's next. That's my next travel trip. Hopefully, Rita and I will get it together and be able to go. Gosh.
What about like things to do? Like I know you want to go to a lot of places, but like is there anything like you want to do? Like skydiving?
I want to skydive, yeah. I would love to skydive. I would, if anyone's, okay.
Cliff
I was going to say, I'm probably dating myself here, but if anyone's ever seen the movie Chasing Liberty with Mandy Moore from like way back in the day, they do this bungee jumping thing off a bridge that I always thought would be really neat.
I've seen some videos of people that do that. This like lady is like strapped to a folding chair looking kind of a thing, and they like push her and they grab the chair and she just screams and they just let her go and they make it seem like they didn't mean to let her go. I was like, that would be you if you worked at something like that. You'd be like, I just want to fuck with them as much as I can. Like, you're gonna die.
I'd be fucking with people all day. I would like to go on a safari.
Ooh,
I think that would be cool.
Like out in the safari itself, or you want to go to like the rainforest? Like what's your cup of tea on like geography of that? Like
there is this place, I can't remember where it's from, but I saw it online. It's gonna bug me that I can't remember the name of it. I'm pretty sure it's in, I want to say Africa somewhere.
Okay.
That you can go and vacation, and they take you on a safari on horseback. So that like you're pretty much in with the animals. I think that would be kind of neat.
Less walking sounds good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a hiker. I'm not a walker.
See, I want to do
I don't
something
hike.
like a mountain climbing, not like just climbing, but like hiking up through mountains and stuff like that.
That sounds miserable.
No, but like you get to like hike for a certain amount of hours, and then you stop and you camp, and then you get up and you do it again, and then you get up to these tops of these mountains, and you see these beautiful views that not many people have ever seen.
Take a picture and send it to me.
Yeah.
I will
So I'll
never
send you a
camp. I
postcard.
will not sleep with the bugs. I won't do it.
No, so you're more of a glamping kind of
I
girl?
am a glamper for sure.
Glamper.
I'm a glamper.
Where's my
there needs to
glamper?
be a shower. There needs to be a toilet. I'm not shitting in a bucket. I'm not sleeping on the ground with the bugs. I can't
Bears.
do it. It's not even the bears that bother
really?
me. I'll hug a bear, but I will not touch a spider.
No, yeah, spiders no.
Absolutely.
We have a spider. There's a spider at my house that you saw the other day.
Yeah, that spider. Oh my God. I thought that was the end of my life. I was like, is anybody seeing this thing out here? What is that? That thing is like, that's the size of my head.
It was not that big.
That was
it was like
huge.
the size of a quarter.
No, it was like this big.
Oh.
Easily.
It was okay.
Easily.
No.
I even had to shine a light on it to make sure it wasn't a weird
You
color.
had to shine it on there because you couldn't see it because it wasn't that big.
It was huge.
You just saw the
Huge.
web. That's all it was. Someone's tired.
I know.
love it.
Look at her.
She's been
Little
so
bump
stressed.
on a log.
Yeah.
I know all the back and forth she's been doing.
So stressful life.
I know. Gosh, she gets loved so much. How stressful.
Well, I know we talked about like you just went to Ireland, some of your like dream places to go and things to do. Like, do you have any like childhood memories on vacations? Like some of your favorite places you've been as a child?
So growing up, we went on vacation every year. Very blessed family.
Nice.
Yeah, every summer we went on vacation. Still do. I just got back from the Outer Banks with my family. But growing up, we went to Ocean City, Maryland. That was pretty much it. That's where we went every year. We weren't like one of those families that took like fancy vacations to like the Bahamas or Mexico or anything.
We wouldn't drive like 12 hours to go
No.
to the mountains or
No.
do something weird.
Hour and a half down the road to good old Ocean City, Maryland. But every time I think, if we're talking about childhood, I remember my dad used to bring our PlayStation.
Oh,
Yeah.
He would wait for
He would bring-
himself or
yeah.
for you?
I really think it was for himself, but he said it was for us so that we could play Crash Bandicoot.
Favorite game ever?
Crash
Childhood.
Bandicoot Team Racing.
Did you know I still have that game
Do
at my
you
house?
really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's my favorite game.
It's the remastered version because it's such an old game, but yeah. Okay,
That-
well,
we
there
should
we go.
play. Yeah, I'd kick your ass. I grew up playing that.
I have
and, like,
every single map
demolish it.
memorized, so I doubt that.
Demolish.
Crash Bandicoot was like my Mario racing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was my thing.
Yeah, that's what we did. Went to the beach. Now when we go back, though, like growing up, it was super kid-friendly, the hotel we went to.
Yeah.
Now,
like,
not
no
so
kids.
much. And not so many kids. That's a lot more like partiers and drinkers. They used to have this little tent where you would get like face paintings and you could do activities during the day to keep the kids entertained. I don't think they have that anymore. There used to be one of those things you'd stick your face through.
Yeah, little cartoon character kind of things or whatever.
Yeah, they don't have that anymore.
Do you think that changed really with COVID? Or do you think it just changed just over the years in general?
I think it just changed over the years, yeah. Because the restaurant that's there kind of became more of like a bar, less of a restaurant, and
like bar and grill kind of thing versus a family restaurant.
and it's one of the only ones that like the people walk out onto the beach to take your order and bring
that's
you
cool.
food and drinks on the beach.
Didn't go on very glamorous vacations, but the fact that you had
Yeah.
people walk across the beach,
It was neat.
not glamorous
It
at
was
all.
cool. It was cool.
Sounds like it was.
Then as we got older, we started getting like bigger places. Like that was like kind of a smaller place where the three of us as kids could be able to sleep in like one bed all together.
Oh,
and
yeah.
my parents would be in the bed next to us. But we all grew up and we
Can't
couldn't
really
fit.
Yep.
So we had to get bigger places, you know. Then my sister got married and had kids. So now we go to a beach house in North Carolina.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of our teammates were really excited to hear that you went to the Outer Banks and were like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness, did you see like
Oh
all
my
of this?
God.
And
Did you see anyone from the Outer Banks? Nope.
well, it's funny you met someone before
Yeah.
That's on the Outer Banks TV show.
Wild. It's
before
so
you even
wild.
went.
That's wild to me. I'm sure my mom has that picture somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah.
So no, one other question I got off of there was two.
Mm-hmm.
So what inspired you to do this podcast? Like, what made you? Because you kind of just came out of left field with this.
I did. Honestly, I have big dreams and big goals in life. Really big ones. Like my whole life, I just knew I was going to help people. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew I wanted to help people. And like podcasts started becoming a big thing, or like I would always want to do, when blogs were a big thing, I always wanted to do a blog and like blog about real life stuff, not just like, oh, this is my outfit, which I mean, obviously.
Yeah, you always got some nice outfits.
Yeah, I've got some great outfits. I manage a clothing store. I have a degree in fashion merchandising. I love fashion. And I loved fashion because I like dressing people. Like, I always wanted to be a stylist, but I like dressing people because I think it's fun to help someone feel good about themselves. You know?
That. So with this podcast, are you wanting to like connect more with the public? Are you wanting to like just inspire? Like,
I just want to connect with people and inspire people. And like, we could be sitting here doing these podcasts week after week for 5 people, or it could do whatever it does. I just want to help somebody know that they're not alone, that there are people out there, there's community for you, and that there are a lot of us who we're all going through the same shit and nobody talks about it because we're trained by society to push our feelings down, to keep pushing forward, to just ignore it, to avoid your problems. Don't cry.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things in life that people have been told to just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Or don't go searching for answers.
Yep.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I felt like with this podcast, and especially just knowing you personally over the last year now?
Yeah, it's been a year. It's been over a year now.
Over a year.
Yeah.
That you've definitely inspired myself of like for work specifically, like finding my why. Like there was a moment I kind of lost my why, and then once we started really just creating a culture and just awareness in the store that people were more drawn to, that we get our usuals.
Yep.
Our people that always come in and see us and want to talk to us specifically, even if they don't buy anything, they just want someone to talk to. In a way, I think for our job, we're kind of more of a therapist than we are really more stylist,
and that's always been my role, even in my friend group. It's like, I'm the person you come to when you need a pep talk or when you need some positivity, or I'm the one you call.
Yeah.
Because whether I've been there or not, I'm a good listener. And I just really think that, like, people don't understand why they do the things they do. They get up, they go to their job, they work their job, they come home. They have no idea why. And maybe if you're a mom, maybe that's your purpose. Like, I go to this job because I have a family to support. But do you love your job? Why did you pick that job? Do you have to do that job?
Who told you had to do that job?
Do you just do it because you need a paycheck? Or do you do it because you love it, and now you're teaching your kid to do something they love too? And I just think, like, with so many people out there that right now, especially since COVID, where we were all working from home.
Or not working.
Or not working at all. People got comfortable, like, spending time with their families. Like, gosh, before we were a society that work. That's what we did. We saw the value for those, however long you were out of work. We saw the value in spending time with friends and family and connection. For a while there, you couldn't touch anybody. You couldn't hug them. You had to be 6 feet away from everyone. We were all deprived of literal human touch.
Yeah, that was always one thing I always was, like, curious on, is, like, those that, because I was fortunate enough I lived at my mom's when COVID happened, so we was just locked down with them. But, like, I think of all the ones that were shut down at home alone and maybe were on their own, because when you moved out here to Nashville, it was
mid-COVID.
Mid-COVID, so like it wasn't as bad, but like you were, I'm sure you were back home too with family when it like really started.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was living in my parents' house when COVID hit.
So that's, we're very fortunate those situations. So I always think of those that weren't. But luckily, I know social media has really helped with that of like, texting, calling, video chatting, all that good stuff. But there's something different about that, like the physicalness. And I know that was one thing that was taken away from a lot of people with COVID being locked up and not being able to go and stores and places closed down. But yeah, I was just wanting to dig a little bit deeper of like, your why and what you're kind of inspiring through that. And I know one thing that kind of brought up was like, you're growing up and you don't know what you want to do, what you're doing. Is it really what you want to do? Like, what was your childhood dream job, or what was it you wanted to be when you were a kid? I know like the cliche firefighter, police officer,
I never wanted to be any of those.
But what was yours when you were a kid?
I believe there's a piece of paper somewhere when it's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And mine just says, I want to make people smile.
Oh.
Yeah. I never thought I was going to be a comedian, although I am really fucking funny.
So you got some good knee slappers here and there.
Sometimes I'm funny without trying to be funny, and that's... They're just making fun of me. But, honestly... growing up, I think I just, even at a young age though, and this is on my mom. There's a photo, and I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to put it in this video so you can see it. My mom dressed me in these god-awful, hideous purple corduroy pants and a white turtleneck that had poodles on it.
Jeez.
And that is the distinctive memory of an outfit I have, and I can't be more than like 5. And
is this really when the fashion stuff kicked in?
That is the moment
like,
I knew.
I am not wearing this.
I like, this is hideous. Or that time she gave me a bowl cut. I'm gonna find that photo
I've not seen this photo. I've heard about this bowl cut, but I've never seen the photo of it.
One of my cousins posted a picture of it on the internet one day, and I thought this picture was buried, dead, gone, buried. He found a picture and posted it on frickin' Facebook, and I was like, do you hate me? Did I hurt you?
Do you want to die?
What did I do to you? Take it down. But it's still up there somewhere. I'm going to find it so you all can see. She used to curl my hair like under so it would look like the icing on top of a cupcake. And my sister used to call me Cupcake Head growing up.
Oh, my God. I was thinking like a Cinnabon or whatever. A little swirl.
People used to think I was a boy. They would tell my mom that like I was a really cute son, or, oh, your son's so cute.
Like, that's a girl.
She's a girl. She said that's probably why she started curling my hair. Putting me in dresses. You just look like a
surfer with that wavy hair.
I know. Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad.
Dang, I want to see it now.
I will find it. I'll put it up. We'll put it in the video somehow.
Yeah, but that's how family is though. They do things and look back at life and like, why do we do that? Or mine was the Bieber hair had the head swoop over. It was pretty much like a comb over for teenagers. My hair was like comb over for here. Yeah, that's what it felt like looking back at him. Like, sheesh, I look like an old man that's going bald. He's just combing his hair over to hide his balding.
Ooh, rough.
Yeah, I've had so many different hairstyles though. I've had 3 different colored mohawks growing up.
Oh.
But that's because the rock star lifestyle we lived. Because, music.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Rock stars.
No.
All those, church.
Yep. Churches started up.
Churches you used to travel and sing in. Rock stars.
Yep. It was the only stage I was allowed on.
Yeah.
I couldn't go to the bars and play.
Oh, darn.
Like
too young?
10, 12, 10, 12, 13, something like that. Yep. Yeah. You had to get ID'd.
That's funny.
Oh.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I know we're talking mainly about your podcast, kind of a little bit more of your past. To kind of go more right now, kind of like current stuff. Like who's been your biggest influence and I'll ask you this in kind of two parts. Who's your biggest influence right now for you personally? Like just your daily life. And then who's been more of your inspiration for your career / business life, like with the podcasting, with your work and, your goals and, things that you want to work towards. So kind of a two-part question. Because I'm sure not one person in your life can be that devoted towards all those things at the same time. I'm sure you take certain things from certain people.
I do for sure, but like as I'm sitting here kind of thinking through all the people in my life, like yeah, everyone inspires me in some way or fashion, but as far as like my personal life goes,
well, I mean, like maybe someone then like personally, like is there anyone that you kind of look towards, like, man, I want to be like that, or like,
yeah, myself.
Cool.
Honestly.
Well,
like I strive every day to be better than who I was yesterday. Like, yeah, there are people out there that I'm like, okay, that person's cool, I want to be their friend. Or we can joke, and actually it's not even a joke. Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like, I do watch all the videos. I've seen all the documentaries. Like, she's just like a good person. Not just like what she's done with all the Easter eggs and how thoughtful she is about when she releases stuff, how well thought out and planned it is on the dates and the 1989s and the 1013s and all the way she plans out the dates, but like who she just is as a person, the way she makes her fans feel and how nice she is to everybody and how she's very like humble. I would say that's the kind of person I want to be.
Yeah.
But
so
I
maybe
always
not a person specifically, but just that type of person. You want to be that type of person.
I would say I wish I could be as mellow as my mom. My mom's very mellow. She's a very mellow person. She's very level-headed. It sounds terrible to say she doesn't care about much. She does care. She's a very caring person. I tell you guys all the time. She's a literal saint. Yeah. But like, it takes a lot to upset her. For her, it's just like, just let it roll off your back. It's not that deep. My dad and I are more similar.
Is she the one that started saying that? Because you say that a lot. Like, it's not that deep.
It's not that deep. No, she might have gotten that from me.
Maybe.
I don't know. But yeah, it's just never that deep. Which is what I try to remember when it's that deep.
Yeah.
When I'm like,
you feel
wow,
like it's deep.
I'm like, feeling pretty deep. I'm feeling pretty deep in the waters over here. The water's above my head. Ain't nothing going right.
Getting tired of doggy paddling.
I'm sick of this shit. And then my mom goes, it's not that deep.
And you're like, fuck, you're right.
Yeah, I guess. That's when I call my dad.
Yeah. You're like,
and my dad's
get
like,
me out of
yeah,
this.
fuck them. Yeah. You want someone to hype you up and just validate your feelings, you call my dad.
When you get him like a sweatsuit and a gold chain.
Honestly, he'll validate the fuck out of your feelings. He'll be like, yeah, those people fucking suck. You want to quit your job? He'll be like, quit. Just do it.
You want to murder somebody? Do it. I know how to hide a body.
Yeah, I got you. But if you want logic, you got to call my mom.
No.
She'll be like, well, it's just really not that deep.
From this perspective, you got to think
Have you thought about...
Like, I don't want to. I need you to just listen and tell me I'm right.
I need you to talk shit, Mom. I need you to start talking some shit.
Well, that's good. You got a little bit of both on that, especially with your family. But they
balance each other out pretty nicely.
I feel like you also just attract that. Like, you've got so much variety and friends that you have in your life. You've got ones that are like, I'll kill somebody because you told me to. Yep. But you've also got people, I think I'm more on the mom side of the mellowness of like, Kristin, like, come on, like, think about it. Necessary? Is that really how you feel?
Yes.
Like, my favorite thing to ask her, and this will probably be a trend or something now with you, breathe. You breathe. Anytime I see her like freaking out and or like really stressed, there's like, Kristin, just breathe. She's like, you fucking breathe.
Don't tell me to breathe. I can't. My watch has already told me to breathe 12 times today. My heart rate is
above 120 and I haven't moved for an hour.
Literally every day of my life.
Yeah.
Excuse me, madam?
big stretch.
Am I in
you're
her spot?
You're in her spot.
I'm in her space, clearly.
Very territorial dog over
I
here.
apologize.
Would not hurt a fly, but it's very territorial in their spot. And she has little leg
she's
twitches.
This is my mom. I'm gonna sit here. Yeah, me and my dog have attachment issues. It's
I
okay.
know.
It's,
I've learned very
right.
shortly. I've been helping her dog sit while her apartment's getting worked on.
Oh.
And the first hour is always the roughest for her, and then she's like, well, I guess I gotta like you guys since I'm gonna be here for a while, but who knows how long.
Yeah.
So I had her for 2 days, and then you swung by and said, you're coming home with me. And so she stole her own dog.
I stole my own dog, yeah.
And I'm going to have to take her after this podcast because you are also going to be leaving.
Going away for the weekend.
And someone's going to watch her.
Yeah, he was supposed to have her for the whole week. And I went over there for dinner and to see her and was like, you know what? It'll be fine. You'll be at my house tomorrow for the podcast. I'm just going to take her home.
Yeah. So doing this podcast, picking her up, and then I've already got all the food, the bowls, because you've already left it there.
I might as well just leave it there. Custody agreement.
And it's so funny. She gets so worried that I'm so put out, or I'm so
I don't like to put people out,
or it's such a bother. So she took the dog to work because
I did.
Because they were like
That
gave
was
you a last minute notice kind of a thing, and you didn't have anything to do with her, and no one's really this close for you, so you had to take her to work, and you just react, and you're like, one of our other teams, she's like, can you just take her?
Like,
and then she was like, yeah, sure. And I just looked at her, and then she looked at me, was like, oh yeah, you're right. Didn't say a word. She just knew exactly what I was thinking. She was like, yeah, you're right. Hey, never mind. Damyan's just gonna take her. She'll just stay there for the whole week. And I didn't have to read because I just looked at her and was like, Kristin, just give me your dog if you need it. Like, I'll just take her, come back. And
she's a good girl.
She is. Except for when she's nervous and...
Yeah, when she's being a nervous Nelly.
Yeah, and then she'd shit on the floor.
Oh, my God.
Embarrassment moment, right?
Embarrass me.
I didn't do it. She did it.
I just can't believe she did. I know. I really thought Brian was fucking with me.
I did, too. But it was funny, though, because when we were walking through the store, I was like... And I looked at Charlie, and he was like, did you smell that? And I was like, yeah, I smell that. I was like, I thought it was... It was like, I was joking. I was like, I thought it was Brian. I thought he ripped ass. It was like, he's like, I did too. It was like, no, I think it's the dog. She's been running around, and I bet she's super nervous. And then Brian found it, and it was like, your dog shit over here. And
I was like, oh my
really?
God, I swear to God, she's not like this.
You asked if he was lying. He was like, you're lying to me.
I was like, he's got to be lying. My dog does not have accidents in the house. Like, why would she do that here?
Well, did you get to let her out before you even came to work?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, oh my God, this nervous Nelly shit in my store.
And then you didn't even clean it up.
I did.
Oh, you did.
I'm the one who went over and picked it up.
Yeah.
I did, however, put it in Charlie's stock room.
I know. I saw that. I was like, I wonder how long that's going to be there. And then he asked you before you left.
I was like, oh, shit. Yeah.
She's like, you want to clean that up? And he was like, oh,
no.
yeah.
No, I don't. You take it out.
Your job.
Ops manager.
I'm the boss.
Just kidding. I did. I took it out.
Yeah. She's a good dog mom.
I was like, oops. I went over there, picked it up, took it out. Just so embarrassing. Why would you embarrass your mother like that?
She just wanted more attention. We weren't really giving her much attention because
No,
we were trying to ignore her.
Yeah.
Because you knew we were going to get talked about it. Because he said for the 25 years, he's only had 2. This is the second dog he's ever let in the store.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes after he said that, he's like, there's dog shit over here. He's like, and this is why.
He will literally never let her back.
No. Well, and it was so funny because he was like, he was attached to her too. He was like, ooh.
He's like, yeah, we were in the back bonding. I'm like, yeah, I bet you were.
She probably just wanted some of the food you had in your
like,
room.
What do you got?
Trash.
What's in this backpack? Can I have a snack? Yeah.
Oh, she's a good dog though.
Yeah, I like her.
You've had her for how long?
Oh, good. Going on 9 years now?
Dang. I feel like this is going into the Lola interview
8
questions
years?
now.
Yeah.
Since she will be involved in most,
Literally
if not
everything.
all, podcasts.
I don't think she'll let me do much, obviously.
No.
Podcasting.
Well, I guess if you ever
without
with her, well, you didn't have her when you were in the Outer Banks, so that's the only time I think you'll ever have her is if she's not around you.
That's why I was like, I feel like we got to put her out there because I won't be able to sit on this couch and podcast without her.
No. You're just her. She's just, you are her human pillow. That's all you are to her.
Yeah.
She loves sitting right behind you, too.
I'm her emotional support human.
Yeah. Are you certified?
I'm certified in everything. She walks me.
You should at any time, and if you were to ever take her out in a public or something, you go into like a store, and like, you can't have that in here. It's like, what? You can't have a human certified emotional support human? I'm certified. I have papers.
I'm gonna get a sweatshirt that says that emotional support human.
And then it's like a down arrow for my dog, or yeah.
Emotional support human for my dog.
So you've had her for now. So remind me, you had her before you moved out here, and you had to keep her back home for a while.
Yeah, got her when I was living. When I was in college, my last semester of college, I bought her when I was living in Virginia, and then
you bought her. She found you.
Yeah, she really did. I was kind of looking for a dog. I wanted a dog. We just kind of popped into this pound. This little shelter. She's a rescue. And her and I locked eyes, and I was like, that's it. That's my dog.
Jeez. And what kind of dog is she again?
She is a Jack Russell Terrier and Pit Bull mix.
Very, 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 very little pit bull, because she is
she's only 21 pounds.
She's not built and or acts like a pit bull.
No. She's got like the chest of a pit bull, but that's about it.
She's got the voice of a pit bull.
Yeah.
Ugh.
She'll talk to you.
I'm going to wait till the one podcast you get her singing.
Ooh, if only.
Oh,
she's too chill right now to talk.
She had to be all right. It had to be like the very beginning, I feel like. Get her all riled up and then get her singing, and then they're like, all right, it's not about you.
It's not. Shut up. Mommy's got to speak now.
Well, she is in the photo, so she is part of the podcast. Yeah. So
I did. I put her out there.
This is your co-host.
Lola's my co-host, y'all. I don't know how many times she'll speak to you, but she will love you.
She will love you. Love you from afar.
Yeah. She loves everybody. But yeah, no, I got her in 2015, right before I moved back home. Dang. Then I moved home with her. Then my dad kind of fell in love with her.
Yeah, because he was also like, no dogs.
Yeah, he was like, they didn't have a dog at the time, and here I came toting mine, and my dad was like, and she was afraid of men at the time. When I first got her, she was terrified of men. Wouldn't go near them. She wouldn't even go near my dad. She used to shake every time he looked at her. And that wasn't just him. That was like every guy. Yeah. And so it took her a minute, but once she warmed up, then she started sleeping with him at night. Got real weird. Yeah. Yeah. And then I moved out.
Dog.
Like I moved out, and I moved into my own apartment in Maryland. And she stayed with my parents most of the time because I was working retail. Yep. So
no life.
Yeah. During the holiday season, she ended up staying with my parents.
Yeah.
And then she stayed there until I moved back in with them. And then when I moved here, she stayed with them for the first 3 months I was out here till I went and picked her up.
I'm sure it was the hardest 3 months you've ever had.
Honestly, for me, it was. Lola was probably living the lavish life, you know. She had a backyard, people everywhere, home all the time. My dad's retired. Then I dragged
She's probably lost some weight since then.
Honestly.
Spoiled. Well, okay, so I know with how she has to be fed and stuff, she has a pretty upset stomach. Did she have an upset stomach before moving out here?
No.
So you think Dad, hint, maybe started feeding her food she shouldn't have while she's growing?
I think they fed her a lot of human foods.
Yep.
Yep. I think they did. Now she's on.
Now you're dealing with the consequences.
She's on prescribed literal gastrointestinal foods that cost an arm and a leg. And when I asked the vet, I was like, can we start weaning her off? She said no. She'll just be on it forever. Like, awesome.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, she doesn't digest human food, so she can't eat human food.
So no fries.
That's her favorite food.
That's everyone's favorite food.
That is. But she really likes them. You like the mushy fries.
The mushy fries?
Yeah, the mushy ones.
Oh, mushy. I said mushy like it was a certain type of fry.
No. I like crispy fries, so I used to give her all of the mushed up ones.
Oh. Easy to digest.
Yeah, exactly. They're already chewed.
You're like bird feeding her. You like chew it up, spit it in her mouth.
For a while there, I used to make her food.
Oh, really? Like
chicken and rice, eggs and rice. Yeah. She was spoiled.
Dang. She reminded you, I know my mom's given her dog a lot of pumpkin.
Interesting.
I think that we might do some research on that, or I'll call her up. But yeah, She said pumpkin's like a very good digestive kind of food for them, and it helps or something. So, could be wrong. I think she might just love giving her pumpkin, but I thought there was something with that.
Drop it in the comments, guys.
Yeah.
What can I give my dog that
what is healthy?
Won't make her stomach or won't make her shit all night?
Not laxative.
Not a laxative.
Non-laxative food.
Non-laxative foods. So she sleeps through the night and doesn't wake me up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, or keep you up and have to go to bed.
Yeah.
But well, I'm excited for this podcast.
Me too.
I know there's a lot more to it than we thought too, with all this podcasting and.
Guys, this is not
as easy as they make it look.
Not as easy as people make it seem.
Well, I guess when you don't have someone that like does this for their career to like hire and then also afford for them to do all of this, having a video person do all the editing and.
Imagine if I didn't know you and I was trying to figure this out all on my own. Oh my God, you guys would never, this podcast would never see the light of day.
It would probably, if anything, would be one microphone. It would be like, all right, so what are your thoughts on back and forth? And then you would just end up hitting someone in the head and be like, I'm done. I don't want to do this. I do like these little things. So she's got, so she's getting really creative with this podcast, I think, too. So she bought these little microphones, which I love, but the little protector, little foam things. Windscreens. What do we windscreen?
Windscreen.
She bought a multiple color pack. So you'll see different people picking their own colors, and everyone else will be different. There might be a few videos here and there where it starts becoming repetitive, but she will always have the pink one, and her guests will get to choose their own colors out of that.
It's my favorite color. Can you tell?
Yeah. Oh, I know. They don't, but now they do. Pink and sparkles. Yep.
Any color that looks like a rainbow or is pink and sparkly.
Yeah. You should have got like a rainbow one.
I know. I did get. It's coming. It's from Amazon to like wrap this. It looks like it's rhinestones.
Wow.
So that I look like I have the tailor. I might with my extra rhinestones that I have from my rhinestone paintings.
So, a little funny story. So Kristin's been doing rhinestone paintings for the last 6 months. And it was funny. I just got done telling this story at work the other day. I don't know how I got brought up, but so when she started doing it, she told me, yeah, I'm doing a rhinestone painting. I was like, oh, fun. In the back of my head, I thought she was painting little rocks, like rhinestones. I thought she was painting a rhinestone or whatever. And so
calling rocks rhinestones.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, that's very Kristin of you to call a rock a rhinestone. So I didn't really think anything of it. So for the longest time, for like 2 to 3 weeks, I thought you were painting little rocks. And then she dropped in her Instagram story a picture, and I was like, oh, that's what that, okay, rhinestone painting.
You know,
I was like,
paint
okay,
by number, but
so
with
it's not that sad.
Look it up on TikTok if you guys have never heard of it.
Well, I know. I've been sending you those TikToks of like how to frame them.
I need the cool
like
tools too, like that thing, like that wheel that just rolled them all on.
I know.
I thought that was neat.
No. Yeah, no. I'm excited. See who else is on the who else makes the cut.
Yeah, we'll get
on the
some
podcast.
Cool guests on here.
I wouldn't say cool. I mean, you've already had me on there.
Oh God.
And your dad. Your dad's cool.
My dad. Yeah, you guys should really, really listen to that.
Be ready for that one.
Be ready. We discuss aliens.
I know you're just giving away the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's not even the biggest drop from that one.
True.
There's
more.
Must be.
It's
time for us to stand up. On that note, I guess that's where we can wrap it up. So both of us
can for too long.
Almost there. Keep moving. Okay. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for tuning in to the first episode of Sit, Sip, and Talk Shit. Tune in next week to hear all about my dad and whether or not I did, in fact, steal a car. He will let you know.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that story.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one.
It was a good one. I'm excited.
Well, peace out, y'all.
See ya.
Peace and love.